In this tutorial, we model a Paladin Hammer. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and I hope you enjoy this modeling. Alright, go into Google, type in Paladin Hammer, find this hammer over here. This is the URL if you want to copy it, and just copy this image. Go into Blender, numpad 1 for front orthographic view, Shift A, select image, reference, find the image, add it to the scene, GY10 to move it back, and then go to the object data properties, give it an opacity of 0.5, you can see the lines clearly, and send it to the back, and press new, give it a collection, chuck it into that collection. Come on, there we go. And put this collection into the main collection so it doesn't get in the way, numpad 1. Select this, X, delete that, and now we just want to line this up. GZ, we'll select this image, GZ. Let's zoom in. G, and I'm just going to try and move it in place. It's probably not exactly right. Yep. So this image is a little bit skewed, so you'll never get it perfect, but something like that should be more than fine. And then click over here, selectable, and make sure that this collection is not selectable, nor is this image, and now you won't be able to remove it by accident. Alright, now we can begin. Press Shift A, mesh, cylinder, press S to scale this down, Shift Z to scale it down only on the X and Y axis, SZ to scale it down only on the Z axis, G, Z. So that's going to be the starting point roughly. Right click, shade smooth, object data properties, normals, auto smooth on 30. Alright, so let's do this bottom piece first. So we're going to press tab to go into edit mode, 3 to choose face select, choose the bottom face, numpad 1. And I am going to first press E to extrude. This is going to be right next to this over here. Then S to scale it out. And that's going to be the general thickness. Now I'm just going to press E, 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 and this bottom one here, we just want to scale this down just a tad. Alright, now we're going to select, press 2 for edge select, holding Alt, select all of this, holding Shift Alt, and follow along. There we go. And now press S to scale this, Shift Z to make sure you don't scale it on the Z axis, and it's going to be equal thickness. And once you're done with the thickness that you like, which is something like that, now you can press Control B to bevel it. You can bevel it to about here and just scroll. And now we can select this top piece here, Control B, and now we have to select holding Alt, Shift Alt, and we need to make these parts stand out a little bit more. And looking at this, I actually want to press G, Z to about Shift, where it's just off a little bit, so it makes it more noticeable. G, Z. There we go, that's perfect. Now, holding Shift Alt, and we're going to select that, and we're going to select that, and then we're going to go to Edge, Mark Sharp. Tab to go into object mode, and just to quickly see if this would work, subdivision surface. No. So I'm just going to have to fix this. I don't like these lines yet. Tab to go to edit mode. So we just have to press Alt, Shift, Alt, S to scale, hold and Shift. You know what, we're just going to leave it as is, but we're going to change this fault here to 170, and that should fix that. Okay, cool, so that's looking a lot better. Now that we've got the bottom done, we're going to press Tab 3, choose this top piece, numpad 1, and we're going to press G, Z, and lift it up to about here. Press E to extrude, S to scale, take it out to about there. E to extrude. Now we have to press I, move the mouse in a bit, and now we can go E to extrude to about there, and now we must go E again to about here. E again to about here, E again to about here, and we're just gonna line these out. It just makes life a little bit easier since we're doing it anyways, and it connects at about here. Knowing that, we need to do it to about here again to make sure it looks right. And there we go. And now this top piece here, we're just going to press S, scale this in, and then press Ctrl B. Cool, now we can press 3, and let's just tune turn on wireframe so we can see what we're doing. We're going to, number 1, we're going to hold it, press face select and hold an Alt, select these faces here, Shift Alt, holding these faces here, and we're going to press S to scale it. Sorry, we're going to press E to extrude, S to scale, Shift Z, and it's going to look something like that. There we go. And now we just want to do this line here, and we're just going to make ours neat. This one, the one they have here, is a neat. Numpad 1 for vertex select. I'm going to select this, press K, and do that. Spacebar. K again. Click here. Click here. Spacebar. 3 for face select. Turn off wireframe. Now this is going to be slightly thinner, but it's fine. Let's just take a look at this. Alright. Now what we could do is press 2, select these two edges here, Control B, just make it flat, but instead I think I'm just going to press 3 and just select everything here. And we're assuming this is only on the one side in this example from the reference image we are using. There we go. We can assume, actually we can remove these two here. There we go, numpad 1. So that's about right. Let's choose wireframe mode just to take a quick look. Yeah, so it's going to go onto the thing from there. For the time being, let's just press numpad 3 and press E to extrude. And we're just going to give it an extra level of thickness, maybe to about there. And then we just want to press 2, select this, shift, select, oh come on, let's try that again. Select this, shift, turn off wireframe, it's getting in the way. We want this to look a little bit more seamless. Select this. Well, before we even do that, we probably want to select this over here, numpad 1. It's actually not that noticeable, I'm being too pedantic. Let me just do this outer rim and leave that. It won't be noticeable. Alright. Select that. And select that, there we go. Now we just have to press Control B. And that's going to be the style we go for, yeah, in this example. Tab, Object Mode. Tab, Edit Mode. The other thing we want to do is press Alt, select this. That selects the main outline, which is crucial. And we definitely want to mark this sharp. Tab, Object Mode. There we go. Now it sticks out and it looks correct enough for this example. Alright, let's move on to the next part, which is the hammer. So I'm going to press H to hide that, and I'm just going to do the basic hammer quickly. Shift A, mesh, we are going to use a cube. And we're going to press G, Z, lift it up. Let's turn on this. Press S to scale this down. And there are two ways to go about it. We can do half of it, which we're going to do. G, X, something like, just zoom in. G, X, there we go. And then we're going to press Tab to go into edit mode. 3 to choose the face. Choose this face over here. Numpad 1. G, X, bring it in to about there. Then press Alt, press S to scale this in, but not on the X-axis. So Shift X and just scale this in so it's the right size. Something like that should be fine. Press Tab, G, Y, GZ, sorry, and just get it in place where it needs to be. And now we just have to press Tab to go into edit mode. Choose 2 for edge select, and we just need to hold in Shift and select all these edges here, numpad 1, and now we just press Control B to bevel this and make sure it's just clean cut. Something like that should be fine. But before we continue, we also need to make sure this side is done. Let's just look at our reference image again. Okay, so it's beveling on the side. Cool. Just paying attention to the reference image to make sure I don't get this wrong. One more look. Okay. Well, let's press Shift Alt and select this. Numpad 1. Control B. See, that's the kind of cut that's going on there, which is interesting enough, I guess. Tab, go to object mode, take a look. That looks correct. 3, choose this face, numpad 1. And now we have to press E to extrude, S to scale, E to extrude, S to scale, E to extrude, I think that's about right. bring it in a little bit more. There we go. And then we have to press E to extrude, S to scale, and then we've got our basic shape. Tab, go into object mode, tab. But before we even go into object mode, let's just line this out so it looks a little bit neater. So Shift Alt, well, press 2 for edge select, Shift Alt, and we're going to just select all these, pretty much all these edges need to stand out on this design. Just holding in Shift. Numpad 1. Okay, there we go, we got that done. Now another one would be, I guess, Shift Alt, Numpad 1, Shift Alt, Edge, Mark Sharp. Let's take a look. Yep, that's looking pretty good to me. But then we also know that these let's deselect everything, hold in Alt, select all of this, Shift Alt, because we know that these need to stand out as well. Come on. There we go. Edge, Mark Sharp, Numpad 1. And we can now just use the mirror modifier, which is a massive time saver. And perhaps we need to press Shift A, or press Tab to go into object mode. Shift A. Let's use an empty plane axis, then select this and connect it to the empty that's in the middle. Conjoin. Let's select this empty quickly. Press G, X. Where is this empty? G. Empty. This is the empty we need to use. And select that. G, X. What's going on here? Let's delete that empty. Rename this reference image. It's making it confusing when I'm using an empty. Okay. Shift A, mesh, empty, plane axis. Select this. And we want to use the empty. There we go. That's looking a lot better. Quite happy with that. Tab to go into object mode. Tab to go into object mode, solid view mode. And this is the hammer we're working with, which is pretty cool. Now we can unhide that cylinder with the basic shape, and we're going to hold in Shift, select that, Control B, join. Wait, Control Z, sorry. First you've got to select this and apply this modifier, then hold in Shift, Control J. Now we've got one object and we're not done yet. We want to continue. Come on, we want to continue this. Tab, edit mode. Here we go. I'm going to press N, and if it's clipping like this for you, just make the clipping start at 0.0001, and you'll no longer have that issue. Well, you shouldn't. Alright, so next thing we want to do is press 1 for edge select, and ideally if we want to select this, press K. Come on. And click that. I think it's struggling a little bit. I guess one thing I could do, select this and select this, right click, subdivide, select this, numpad 1 GG. Just bring this in line over here. Do the same for this part here. Select this, hold in shift, select this, right click, subdivide, and just select this. Zoom in. GG. Bring it all the way over. Yeah. So that's looking a lot better. Now we just want to select this and this. And we're going to merge vertices. Well, we're going to select top one first, hold and shift, select the bottom one, right click, merge vertices at first. Select that, shift, select that, merge vertices at first. Select that, hold and shift, select that, merge vertices at first. Alright, let's take a quick look at this. Tab object mode. It's connecting to this perfect, which is great. Numpad 1. And this is actually good enough for the tutorial I actually have planned to use this on, but let's take it a step further. Let's select this line here now. Press K. And we just want to get this line as straight as possible. Take your time. I'm going to hold in shift, which doesn't really help, does it? I guess I have to zoom in more for a little bit more accuracy. Okay, we got that one done. Press K, click that. That's good enough. If it's not perfect, it's close enough. Now we can choose 3. And what we want to do here, well, press 2, select all of this over here. Shift D, X, and we're just going to chuck this over here. And I'm going to press Alt, select all of this, Shift D, X, chuck it over there somewhere. Where it is should be fine. And let's see if this works. Shift Alt, select this. Shift Alt, Shift Alt. So that's all that I should theoretically have to select for this custom effect. Now all I need to do is press S to scale. It's holding Alt to select that. Take a closer look. Holding Alt to select that. Press S, Shift X. Okay, well, it's not acknowledging these cuts here, which is the big problem. God damn it. Let's try that again. Press 2. X, dissolve vertices, dissolve edges. X. It's because it's not attached to anything, is it? Oh, god damn it. Delete edges. So I have to do it this way. Control R. Create a loop cut like that. Control R, 3, select that, press S, Shift X, scale this out. There we go. Press tab to go into object mode. Tab to go into the mode 2. Holding Alt select. Now we just want to get these lines popping as well. Shift Alt. Shift Alt. There we go. Edge. Mark sharp. There we go. Tab object mode. Okay, this is looking good. This top piece is looking a bit funny. Numpad 1, so let's fix that. Tab edit mode. Let's just do wireframe to see what we're working with. Okay, it doesn't look that great to begin with, but it's definitely sharper. So one thing we do is choose edge select, choose this top edge here. Let's zoom in, get that proportional editing. Press S, scroll in the mouse wheel so it only affects this. And let's just see if we can get something a bit sharper. S. No, that doesn't look right. Let's leave it on smooth. Or we could choose a slightly different shape. G, Z, lift this up. S, G, Z. Maybe make it a pike almost. But then we need to turn off proportional editing. Hold in, press Control R, lift it up to about there, and press 2, Alt, select this and press S to scale it. Control B. There we go. And one thing that could help here is press 2, Alt, dissolve, press X, dissolve edges, Alt, X, or X, dissolve edges, X, dissolve edges, X, dissolve edges. Let's take a quick look to see how it looks. Not yet. X, dissolve edges, X, dissolve edges, Alt, X, dissolve edges. 1, select this top piece here, turn on this, and press G, Z, and just bring it down a little bit to about there. Tab, press 2, Alt, select that, Alt, select that, edge, mark sharp, tab. There you go. We have created our Paladin, our Paladin, what you call it? Hammer of sorts. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.